Good win at the weekend, really. Solid performance, 3 points obviously, and a clean sheet as well.
Yeah, I think obviously nice to get 3 points. Again, clean sheet was big for us. Preferred if we could have made it a little bit easier with a couple more goals to ease that last 10 minutes, but really good week. Coming off the back of 2 away trips and then a home performance to get 7 out of 9 points, we were all happy with. So yeah, just looking to push on now.
As I understand it, you created plenty of chances though, so frustrating probably to take another one.
Yeah, look, nothing's changed with that. I think the last couple of weeks we've created a lot more chances than we have been doing, and obviously that's a positive. And we need to start taking them now. I think that's our next step. I think that makes the 90 minutes a little bit more comfortable, because it does get a little bit stressful in them last 10 minutes holding on. So the boys are aware of that, the players, the chances are falling to aware of that. And ultimately, if we keep getting in there and keep doing the right things and keep creating chances, the law of averages tells you that you'll start scoring goals. So yeah, we've got to keep doing the things we're doing at the minute and keep putting teams under stress, and then hopefully the goals will come.
So much of the game is about confidence, but perhaps particularly in the attacking third. I mean, does it come down to something as simple maybe as taking a chance first time rather than taking a touch then hitting it?
Well, I think if I open that kind of worms up, there's a lot of we can go into so much detail in terms of that. I think it's a case of for centre forwards, and I wasn't one, so I'm talking out of just my opinion. I don't know the facts of it. I don't know what it feels like being a number 9, but I imagine they just need one to go in off the backside, and they just need one to go in, and then you end up going on a little bit of a run. So I imagine they're all at the minute waiting for that moment. I know how desperate they all are to get the scoring boots on, and not just the forwards. I think it comes in all different areas. I think we've had a lot of ball fall to our midfield boys of late. So the goals have to come from different departments, and that's something we're working on. So yeah, it's a case of just keep getting in there, keep putting the opponent under as much stress as we can, and then try and get the ball into the back of the net.
You've got options, obviously, in terms of your strikers. Are you happy now in your own mind? If you've got them all fit, that you know what your best option is up there?
I think with centre forwards, it's any position. If you're performing well, you keep your shirt. I think we changed the centre forwards the weekend because of the type of game we knew it was going to be, and it proved to be that kind of game. But in certain positions, it's competition. That's every club in the league in the world. So everybody's fighting for a shirt. We've got injuries in certain areas, which have probably hampered a little bit. But no, they're all fighting for a shirt.
The clean sheet's good. Obviously, we've already mentioned you'd like to take a few more of the chances they create. What other aspects do you think you need to work on?
Well, we're winning, aren't we? We're winning and we're in the playoffs. That's the main focus. So we need to work on every area of our game because we want to be as good as we can be. So in terms of picking one area, everybody wants to score more goals again in every team, in every league. Everybody wants to score goals. So we would make our process a lot smoother if we were scoring free-flowingly at the minute. But for 1-0 or 5-0 you get 3 points. So our job at the minute is to pick points up, and that's what we're doing. So we want to stay on that focus. We can improve in every area. We're nowhere near the finished article, but the boys have done brilliant over the last week and have picked up some big points. So we want to stay on that trend.
When we spoke this time last week, it was only hours after you got back from Merthyr. You mentioned then that Jordan Tunnicliffe obviously had got an injury problem, as had David Davis. You were waiting on the results, I think, there. What is the situation there now?
Still out, both still out. Both still under the care of the physio and a week-by-week assessment at the minute. We haven't got a timeline on both of them. We're just seeing how they react to treatment and how they come through certain tests. So when they're fit, they'll be fit.
Jordan Tunnicliffe, I think you said, was a calf problem. What's the issue with David Davis?
Knee.
Okay, so that's obviously going to be a little while. How are you doing besides? Did you come through pretty much unscathed last weekend?
No, we picked up another couple of knocks. So again, they've not trained this week, the boys. So we'll wait till last minute to try and get a call on them. But we got another 2, I think it is, that we're waiting on. So we'll see how they are Friday.
Alfreton up next then. I know there's been a change of manager there fairly recently, but I don't know whether the new manager's had time to impress any new style on it, because generally you know what you're going to get when you go to Alfreton.
Yeah, tricky one. I think they obviously had a style for a lot of years under Billy that was successful. They've changed that, and then the interim manager went the exact opposite end of the spectrum, and then they've brought Bucko in, who I think he's still obviously trying to find out what works with the players that he's got. So a little bit of a tricky one Saturday, because we're not too sure what we're going into. They've changed shape 3 or 4 times in 3 games, but it doesn't, in terms of the mode we're in at the minute, it doesn't really affect us, because like I keep saying in my press of late, our focus is us at the minute and how we, like you say, how we can improve and the areas we want to improve on, and being the best version of us in this moment. So our focus is us, and we'll go there like we have done the last few games. We're putting everything on us and how we can be the best we can be.
And on top of that, they could be smarting a bit, because they were on the wrong end of one last weekend.
Yeah, I think, look, we've been there, haven't we? And a wounded animal is always a dangerous one. So look, we'll go there. We won't be taking anything for granted. I think any time you go to Alfreton away, it's always a tough game, regardless of what situation they're in. It's always a really tough game. It's always a certain type of game. The environment and the pitch leads it to that way. So we'll go equipped. We know what we need to do. We know how we need to go about the game, and we're going there in confidence. The boys are in a good place. We've had a really good week. We had a good morning this morning with the supporters coming down and watching training, which I loved. There was some. It was really nice to get some connections this morning. We had some real good conversations with the players, with the group of supporters that were there, myself and the staff. So it was a real good morning, and one I think the players and the staff enjoyed. So everybody's in a buoyant mood at the minute, and we hopefully take that into Saturday.
What were some of the main issues the supporters were mentioning?
No issues. That's a common word that people like using around here as an issue. No issues, just a lot of positivity, a lot of open chat, and a lot of people congratulating the players on 3 good results and being in the playoffs. So yeah, we move.
No issues at all?
No.
And they're football supporters. That's strange. We mentioned obviously you've got 1 or 2 issues before the weekend. Are you still looking to injury problems I meant before the weekend? Are you still looking to add to the squad at the moment?
I want to say no, because I think we've said it before, haven't we, Trev? There's been a lot of change, and then change within change that we didn't plan for. So we want consistency. We're low on numbers at the minute, we're really low, but we want to try and get through if we can, with what we've got, and players stepping up to the plate and taking the roles that have been made available. Depending on the next 24 hours might dictate that, but if we can, we want to stay with what we've got. We feel we need consistency. We've tried to get consistency over the last 3 games, and it's worked for us. So if we can keep on that kind of rhythm, we want to, but that'll be dictated too by numbers. At the end of the day, we've got to put a squad of 18 out, so we've got to make sure we can do that.
Since we've last spoken, I appreciate it's the old 1 game at a time thing, but the FA Trophy draw is taking place, obviously. I suppose the key thing is you've got a home draw.
1 game at a time, Jeff. We're looking at have.
Yeah, but you prefer to be drawn at home, presumably.
Yeah, I think for us, the disappointment of the FA Cup game, we've got to take into the trophy when we get there. I've put no thought on it at the minute, so I couldn't tell you, but I said before, I've never been really a cup manager. I've always wanted to just get promotions. That's always been my thing. But this season, in the summer, I really made a point of wanting a good cup run in all the cups, and we didn't get that in the FA Cup, which was disappointing. So when we do get to that, there'll be a big focus on it. Everybody wants to be at home, don't they? So yeah, home tie is what it is. But we've got a lot of games before that.
And just finally, a look at the league table and recent results. Obviously, Sackshill's lost 1 at the weekend for the first time. Down the bottom end, Peterborough Sports 1 in the week. So almost the league is tightening up, really, to a degree.
Yeah, again, it's one of them things, isn't it, that we said a while ago that this league will be really tight this season. I think you got to give credit to South Shields. They've been unbelievable to this point, and I know, obviously, in the football world, they've made a point that they're having a big push this season. They're putting a lot of resources, a lot of resources in. same as a few clubs this season that are really pushing to get out of the league. So it was always going to be a tough one, and it's always going to bring a bigger group of teams together to challenge. So, which makes it increasingly harder. But this will go to the wire, for not just for the title. I know they've got a decent gap at the minute, but this will go to the wire. I'm telling you now, it's the fight for the top 7, the fight for the title, the fight to stay in the league will go to the last day. And we just got to make sure we're in the mix. At the minute we're in the mix, and that's where we need to be.